It's the same every day. Scrolling, always scrolling, looking for answers. But none ever come. Who are you? It's been over a year since this search began, and we're no closer to finding out than when we started. I'm starting to think maybe he doesn't want to be found. Well, we've done our best. I guess there are some things you just have to learn to let go. After all, we're only human.
Sir, our calculations show a 99% match!
Ah! Do them again, damn you! We have to be sure. It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Crastinators podcast. I am the best guy ever, your host, the best man.
Dude, did you just see that guy there? See,
no.
We know who he is.
Okay, yes, we've got a huge announcement, people, a huge announcement. But before we get to that, we have Hypocrite is here, as you saw.
He's a guy, and he's a real.
We've got Munchie.
Oh, fucking press wins! It's him!
We've got Mumkey Jones.
I wish I was dead.
Big manga anime fan here. And we've got Endless Jess.
Hi.
Endless Jess. There.
Hi, everybody. I'm in the gym.
Is that Homestar Runner?
Is that Homestuck, my favorite character?
Is that Homo Jess?
Is that Give and Take?
It's me. It's me, Homo Jess. That's not even. It's me, Homo Jess.
Everyone's favorite character from the Endless Jessiverse. Okay, guys, so we have a huge announcement today. We've got a bombshell announcement. Maybe like 2 hours ago, we finally had an answer to the question that's been plaguing scientists for generations.
Is Diddy a virgin? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
But unrelated, but similarly as important.
We have cracked the code. We have discovered the identity of the PCP guy, our mascot guy. We have found out who the fuck he is.
Wow.
Okay, so let's just set this. So if anyone doesn't know, we've been asking people on Twitter and everywhere. This is not a joke. We really had no idea who this mascot guy was. He was someone that I found one day when I was just on A. And you know how I like to use a lot of fucking mango reaction faces and shit? I just used him because he looked like a real procrastinator to me with that expression. So he became the mascot. And I had no idea what the fuck he was. I've been trying to find out the show's been going for over a year, and I have been actively looking for that entire time, and as of people. And today is the day where we finally got our answer. So, okay, our buddy over on Twitter, at StumbleReal, Akaine3, I don't know, at StumbleReal. Actually,
so exciting.
Months ago, actually, he had tweeted at Ben Saint.
Yeah.
I think that was so. StumbleReal here had tweeted at Ben Saint like months ago the information about the guy, but Ben didn't get it because he's an idiot and he can't do anything
Ben's
right.
We're gonna
fucking
kick
moron.
Ben out, by the way.
But yeah, he's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
But today, he linked, in response to the recent conversations we've been having about who the fuck this guy is, he provided a screenshot of the actual page. So we're talking about page 13 of chapter 5 of the manga Inari Konkon Koi Iroha. If you go to that fucking page, there will be a link in the description so you can see for yourself. He is the boy himself by the name of Toka Fushimi, character from this manga. So we're talking about
Toko
Toka.
Hiroshima.
What's even more disappointing is that this was one of Digi's top 10 animes of 2014, and he didn't even recognize the character.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? And you
Thus,
should be able to see
Digi's
on
a virgin
screen.
still.
Yes.
That's right.
That's how we found out.
Ergo, he's gay.
And if you look
virgin.
on the screen, you'll still see that what we have there is the anime version of this exact pose from like chapter 5 of the manga.
Our boy's a real
insane.
anime? He did
He's
it!
a real anime.
He really made it!
You know,
He did it.
it's
We're
amazing.
so proud of him. He's come so far.
I'm immediately fascinated by this character. And by the way, guys, I looked up his Wikipedia entry. I thought I'd read you a little snippet so you could know that what we're dealing with here is the most red-pilled, hardcore motherfucker who's ever existed, all right? Okay, so here we go. So here's Toka Fushimi's little bio from the Wikipedia page. Toka. He is handsome, but a recluse who spends his time away from others and keeps to himself, frequently studying to get into a good university, and also has a strange poem blog post. So we're talking about an internet creator here, a kindred spirit to us. He is also short-tempered and childish, relatable.
Just like me.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Especially the childish part.
Yeah.
Frequently being referred to as having 8th grade syndrome or, you know,
Yeah,
Chunibyo.
yeah,
He's a
Eighth
chuny.
grade syndrome.
Well, that's
Oh my god, I
That-
finally
that's-
know what I am after all these years.
that's I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you guys are joking, but that's Chunibyo. It's like a specific thing in Japan where like kids think they have superpowers and like pretend that their evil organizations are like following them. It's a big Google Chunies and you'll see like it's a real thing.
That's literally
Shooting
retarded.
exams
I
from
hate Japan.
Naruto.
Yes, because
Sounds
those
like
were
some
all kids
NHK
pretending they were
shit.
ninjas. It's some gay Japanimation shit. So yeah, he's a chuny despite being in his last year of high school. He also tends to get lost easily. He's a millennial who doesn't understand directions.
Yeah.
He is protective of Inari and initially apprehensive of Uka, who's like the ghost magic spirit from the series. Believes that she has malicious intents, but realizes she is a good person and befriends her. Oh, befriending a woman, very blue pill, very blue pill. Even letting her come over to play games with them. Playing games with a woman, they're for procreation and nothing else, you fucking cuck. What else we got here? Okay, that's it. The rest is boring.
And he hates sex. I forgot to read the last sentence there. Nate.
Oh yeah, the last sentence, big hater of sex, big advocate.
Well,
Actually,
you know,
all right, guys,
Big
if you don't want
fan of the Listen Buddy podcast. Funnily enough.
can I spoil you on the ending of this series, guys? All right,
Yeah,
this is a
go ahead.
spoiler
No,
for the
no,
end
no,
of
no,
this
no.
manga.
I wanted to watch it. I'm going to cover my
Well-
ears. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. So, okay, at the end, he confesses to, like, the ghost. The series is over. In chapter 40 of 43, he confesses his love to Uka, the, like, spirit ghost lady. And by the end of the series, he has literally become a god so he could be with her, and she has his child.
Oh my
so,
God.
our boy has started a family. He's
Holy
become,
shit.
he's
do
gone
you
full
think
red pill.
his
He's
child
embraced the patriarchy.
Is the PCP?
Oh my god!
Are the spoilers over yet? I'm still covering my ears.
Does that
Yep.
make us old?
No,
gods?
they're not done yet. They're not. I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
he became a god. We are gods. He has given birth to this organization. Oh my God! Praise
godly
Tokusama.
This very important organization, this very austere.
You know what? Our mascot could have turned out to be any old buddy, but I'm not
Yeah.
disappointed at all in this revelation of who he turned out to be. This is the
Me
best
neither.
possible outcome, really.
Yeah.
That
We're all
ending,
gods.
that
We live
ending.
in the
We've all got
best
the blood of the
possible
Messiah
timeline.
within us.
Yeah.
That's right. I did not expect for us to be this gold-pilled, but here we are. Here we are. Man, this is great.
No, we're fucking like black. We're like black pilled or green pilled.
We're
different
black pilled. Yeah,
gods.
Guts is the black pill, right?
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
black
yeah.
pilled.
Dude, we're
here,
pro-pilled.
yeah. We are pro pilled.
We're Mike
We're
Cernovich pilled.
We're pro-pilled to get professional money, so go to our
Yeah,
Patreon
Patreon.com,
page.
Patreon.com/ fucking whatever it's called.
Ben Saint.
Yeah, it's
No,
not out yet, so I don't know.
patreon.com/.
Look
No,
at
it's
those
not
beautiful
procrastinating.
reward
You have
graphics.
money
So you just
again.
want to press one for a munchie. Yeah,
Well, so that's it, folks. Toka Fushimi from Inari Konkon Koi Iroha. There
That's
you go.
it.
That's our guy.
Podcast over.
That's our guy.
All right, guys.
Man, I've got afterglow. I've got the afterglow going. All right, so let's move on to our actual topic for the day.
Wait. I want to point out one thing real quick if I can,
Yeah,
Nate.
sure.
Today, this podcast right here is the first time that Munchie and I have been seen together in public.
Yeah.
That's
It's
right.
a big deal for me.
Aside of our secret sescapades,
Right.
Sescapades.
Yeah,
Sexcapades.
we've had lots of sescapades when nobody was looking, but now we're together in a podcast on the internet. It's a big deal.
This is
really
our first
coming out.
time, talking. Hope
Now
you
when
don't
people
fuck
up our
confusing us
names.
so bad, Nate, you fucking sewer rat.
You guys, if you guys didn't have literally the same name, it wouldn't be a problem. But
Nate, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're dead. So monumental
great to have you.
occasion, and by that I mean doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
All right, so let's move on to our fucking topic, and let's see how this Munchie Mumkey, who has same guy dynamic plays out.
Even I'm going to fuck up the names, and I don't even talk about myself in the third person.
Okay, so our topic today is irony and sincerity.
Ew.
And, yeah, that's what it's going to be. So let me read the actual question that our buddy over on the fucking thing asked. So our question was from @Manslayer0, and he asks, @TP Crastinators, you could talk about the ubiquity of self-deprecating humor on the internet and the rise of wholesome memes. So, okay, so he's not actually asking a question, he's just giving us a topic suggestion. So he's talking about wholesome memes and self-depreciating humor, but I think the broader scope of what he's asking is about irony, sincerity, you know, that whole game.
Seinfeld and how it's the best show ever.
Yep. And when I saw this, my first thought was that video that some fuckboy on YouTube had made recently about David Foster Wallace and
Google search the problem with irony.
Shit.
Yeah, it'll
problem with irony. That's right.
And it'll have that motherfucker's smug face with like the stupid towel
bandana.
hat
You
thing.
know, I watched that video because you pointed it out right before this podcast, and I was none too pleased with it. I have a point of contention with that video.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, like the whole.
Or we could do it later.
Fuck it. Who cares?
I think the problem with David Foster Wallace is that Infinite Jest is way too fucking long.
I think the problem with David Foster Wallace is
Well,
that
it is
Ben
supposed
likes
to be
him, and
infinite, so
therefore
isn't
I
it
can't
really
like
too
him.
short?
That's true.
Never-ending
If anything-
Story was too short.
Yeah, they were both lies.
The
Both
Yeah.
lies and more money
never-ending
back.
story is neither late nor early. It arrives precisely when it needs to.
It's also
Okay,
not
anyway.
a story, it's a movie. They really shit the bed on that
Let
one.
me all right, so let me break down what this is about. So in that video, because that's really what interests me to talk about, it talks about David Foster Wallace was talking about how the rise of postmodernism is sort of there within that, or there are components of it that celebrate the destruction of like the cultural norms of the day. So you know, things like irony are celebrated in the postmodernist you know, kind of art style that we see today. So things like Seinfeld, that are sitcoms that make fun of the wholesomeness and the sugary way that problems get resolved on older classical sitcoms. It's taking that and making fun of the whole thing, and so in that way it's being ironic, and that's what postmodernism is. Whereas recently we're seeing things like the show Community, even Rick and Morty, and Rick and Morty I think is a really interesting example, because Rick and Morty is a very irreverent show with a lot of irony laced throughout it, but there was, and I think Jesse and me especially do this a lot, we relate to the way that it is fully cloaked in irony, but then when you dig down into it and you just give it time, there's always a core of emotion and like good vibes that you just need to crack that nut, and the nut is flaky and delicious, but when you get to the core, it's juicy.
That was my contention
great.
with the video. It seemed to be using Rick and Morty as an example of the opposite, like a cynical show. And
No, I don't think so.
And it seemed like the whole video was sort of giving off this false narrative of like there were wholesome shows and then there was an era of cynical shows and now we're getting back to wholesome again, when the fact is like we've always had both at the same time and both have always been great in their own ways.
Yeah, I think he definitely oversimplified, but we can talk about the topics, you know, like the two, irony and sincerity, outside of like the temporal frame. You know, we can just talk about them in general, because I think they're always going to be applicable. Like you know, South Park. Because that's the thing, and this is what really is interesting to me. Wallace was talking about how like irony is a purely destructive force, and that's what it is. It takes things and it makes fun of them. It shows how they're not important. It points out how silly and ridiculous they can be, like Seinfeld does with like everyday life in, you know, New York City or whatever. Average like getting to be middle-aged man living in a city, not so charmed as we thought from all those fucking sitcoms of the 90s and 80s and shit. And I think that is a valuable tool, but I personally am a big advocate for there being, or at least I really enjoy when a story has, like, it doesn't just break things down, but it also builds something up. Like, it does talk about how, okay, like, yeah, living in New York City or whatever, like, being a Jew, not all it's cracked up to be, but you know, like, like what Rick and Morty does. Like Rick and Morty is really the great thing because like the way that Rick, like in one of the best episodes where he has that relationship with the hive mind lady, what's her name? Felicity, Clarissa Explains It All. Yeah, I believe that was her name. He has this like romantic involvement with this person, and in contrast to his normal devil may care attitude, that episode does a really good job of showing at the end how he like. Even though he looks like he's just like this fun-loving guy who doesn't give a fuck about anything, he actually does like have some dependency on the relationships he has, and he feels a sincere, deep pain when like she finally realizes that like, you know, this guy is a destructive force in my life. I need to be elsewhere. And so, and then he tries to fucking kill himself, and it's an incredibly emotional scene that everybody loves and is, you know, one of the famous ones from the show. But the way that he's like, that's not a joke. Like, it's not a joke that Rick tried to kill himself. That is like a holy shit. Like, it is horrible to be a human being who has these things happen to him, and we all experience it. And so it's just like the super relatable scene that I think is kind of, it's one of those teachable human experience moments, you know? And that's the kind of thing that I like to have at sort of the end of my arc of like comedy, irreverence, and then at the end it's like, oh yeah, you know, we had a bunch of laughs, but there's some things that we need to think about and seriously at the end of the day.
I'm sorry, Mysterious Men are enter, but not every cartoon needs to have a moral.
I'm not saying they all need to. I'm just saying that I really like when it does. It's something that I like. It's like a trope I like. Well, but I think that it's a tool.
I don't agree that irony is like inherently cynical or inherently like not sincere. I think that irony can be sincere. I don't think they're opposites. Because like,
have an example. Something
yeah, like The Room by the Tommy Wiseau movie. Mm-hmm. Everybody sees it the first time and they want to like it ironically because it's so bad or whatever, and so they're ironically enjoying it at first, but then they're showing it to their friends, and every time they show it to their friends they get that sincere enjoyment of like showing this funny thing to everybody, and they start to like it more, and the next thing you know you're having parties and you're all watching The Room together, and the next thing you know you're going to a movie theater and you're watching The Room in a movie theater, and it's like an event with your friends, and it's no longer like an ironic thing. You're sincerely a fan of this terrible, goofy, amazing film, The Room.
You know, I'm with you, dude, and I am a huge Room fan. Absolutely love the film. Possibly my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and oh boy, this is going down a dark path. I have to bring up authorial intent a little bit into this.
Done.
Okay, it's just that I wonder how important we should consider when we're talking about like, okay, like the message of a show or whatever. Tommy Wiseau did not intend for people to have that experience. That is something that came from like the community that formed around this like new understanding of the work. And Tommy Wiseau, like now he's saying that it's like a dark comedy, but it 100% was not intended to be a dark comedy. So those things, that's totally true. I legitimately love that film and love the characters in a very real way, but it is not what was like supposed to happen, you know? So I just feel like the rules apply slightly differently in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Is that fair?
Maybe, I
ironically
you're still gay.
understand you.
If I could provide a more nuanced perspective into this, I think I could really educate you people on the true meaning of irony, I guess. I want to agree with what Nate was saying at the beginning.
One of these fucking dictionary thumpers.
I want to take it a step further and go ahead and say that irony is a disgusting, bottom-dwelling form of comedy. And really, irony and sarcasm is what... It's how 14-year-old girls communicate with each other. So how can we, as professional comedian adults, even consider irony to be something that we should use in our art, in our comedy? I think it's really pathetic that we're even discussing
this. Dumb. You're dumb.
That's like saying a fart joke is always inappropriate because it's lowbrow.
No,
which is ridiculous.
Monkey's never used irony or sarcasm in his fucking videos.
I would never use irony. I'm sincere and
clearly on like a fucking higher plane than us.
No, Munchie knows what he's talking about. Here. I've always been wholesome in all my videos, and I kind of look down on anybody who uses irony and sarcasm as a crutch for their comedy.
Exactly.
This is funny because Jess and Nate were being totally sincere.
I know.
Monkey and Munchie
They're
were being
literally
totally
retarded.
ironic and sarcastic.
I understood
funny,
after that.
Funny meta commentary.
Woo!
On the
Press
topic
one
at
if you
hand.
love Munchie and Monkey. Separately, not
Wait,
the same person.
The same
swear.
guy, right? Press 1 if you love that one
No,
guy.
damn it!
You know, speaking of Mumkey and why I hate him, and this is actually pertinent to this topic, because I was having a conversation, a debate with Mumkey earlier, because I was watching one of his Countdown to Suicide videos, and he was talking about, oh, when Mumkey's anime reviews is over, I might just start a series called Jimmy's Reviews, so that people know it's a more serious reviews. And I said, Mumkey, you make me goddamn sick. First of all, coddling these parasites by trying to make your channel more accessible. And second of all, how dare you put a line of separation and say, this is the funny, wacky satire videos, and these are the serious videos. That makes me it makes me just burn with unbridled rage that anyone would imply that there should be a separation between the two. The best part about your videos is that when there's a sincere video, like an Elliot Rodger video or a Bobo video, that it's mixed in, it's hidden in this sea of wacky insanity with nothing to discern it at a surface glance. That's what makes it all the more valid, even more valid than it would be anyways, because you got to have it together. You can't. I'm vehemently, violently against the idea of making anything accessible for these fucking rodents, these leeches who watch the videos and demand, you gotta take off you gotta have a human face, Mumkey, you gotta be Jimmy and make reviews for Jimmy.
Well, Jesse, is that mostly the reason why you don't like the audience having an easy time, like you don't want it to be accessible? Is that the only reason, or is it just part of the reason why
I just plain don't like the audience. I want them to be sad.
Alright.
I want them to not enjoy anything ever.
You know, that's I see your point there, and there's definitely something to be gained by creating a danker cloud of illusion to keep people from fully understand. Like
maybe I'm completely misrepresenting Mumkey's intention, anyways, which I think I am. But going with that asinine example,
if I can respond, Jess, I'm kind of hurt because I think you're misinterpreting really the point of all my videos. As I said a second ago,
I definitely am.
I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be wacky or anything. I've been sincere in every single video I've made. So that you think that there's such a line of distinction.
Oh, you're being ironic again. I take back my apology. You don't get an apology from me. Fuck you.
Got him.
You're trying to fucking satire me, and I won't have it. I invented satire, buddy.
This proves that irony is a purely destructive force.
I was thinking,
it corrodes the human soul.
Like about
it's true.
Hippo as the character making his own like terrible videos that are stupid because he's.
I love that idea.
But
Me too.
I was thinking of making it on another channel, but I don't know whether that's a good idea. I don't.
No, put it on Hypocrite.
I guess I should, but it's just
veto that. Veto that.
I don't know.
I am the number one advocate of Hippo having his own videos.
The thing is, I understand that there's an advantage just in general, just for. I mean, I like it when certain types of content are split up, so I don't get annoyed when it's like, there's a guy I follow, and then he's doing all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I like this stuff, and then he starts uploading stuff that I don't like on that channel. I'm like, well, fuck, okay, it's just I like separating channels. I mean, we all have like multiple channels for things.
Yeah, but Hippo, what segment of your audience wouldn't love a Hippo review?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why
that's true.
I guess to clarify my asinine point about what I was saying about Mumkey or whatever, I don't even fucking remember what I was saying. I just think that that irony and sincerity are both equally valid, and they're all the more valid when they can work in tandem and be together as a delicious little stew, as opposed to seeing it as opposites.
Well, I still have to disagree. I have to go with Nate and say it's only valid and entertaining if it has sincerity, and if this stupid dumb cartoon makes me cry at the end. Otherwise, why would I even watch it?
Right. I see that you're making fun of me, but you're not understanding. You're not getting the nuances of my point here, Mumkey. What I'm trying to say is that what we're talking about here are two different thing. We're talking about two, they're not like opposites. It's not like you can only have one or the other. I'm talking about these are two tools that every creator has in their toolbox that they can utilize to whatever extents they want. So it's like, like when you're making something like, fucking a My Little Pony review, you know? Like, you can have a sincere opinion that you're presenting in whatever way you want, but you can also make fun of the fact that you're watching this fucking show.
Did somebody
and the two
say
things are
My
not...
Little Pony reviews? It's me, drowning in horseshoes. The
Oh my
original
God!
character. The original shitty endless jest
horseshoe
character.
boy.
Oh my God!
You know, that's... bronies are dumb and I don't like them. Cold Corona
Well
is
said.
a guy, he lives in my house, I guess. Fuck you. Goodbye. Wow,
Now,
that's true.
Nate.
Wow,
Nate,
wait, what, you know what they say? Never meet your heroes because they'll always disappoint you. But let me tell you, that he did not disappoint. that cameo was truly, top game.
But
A
Nate, real
legendary
quick in response
performance.
to your example, I
Yeah.
wasn't around during the dark times, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But aren't you doing a little bit of revisionist history there, saying, "Oh, I
How
was
so?
watching ponies ironically, guys, all along"?
No.
No. You're
Ironically.
thinking. You're looking at it in too black and white of a picture because there is nuance here all the time. I legitimately loved that show for around 4 seasons. I legitimately loved it. At the same time, I was also aware that there is this perception of people who watch the show as artistic retards. And I am able to both appreciate the show and love every single aspect of the show itself, while also acknowledging and laughing at myself for just being a part of this cultural phenomenon where people think that it's just funny and, stupid or whatever.
I have always maintained, even back during my pony days, that the My Little Pony fandom, for all of its faults and flaws, of which there are many, nevertheless, is based more in sincerity than it is in irony.
The fans, absolutely.
And I maintain that to this day. And then I myself, there's nothing ironic about it. I still like My Little Pony. I'm not as up to date with it as I once was. I don't care as much as I once did, but I still like it, sincerely.
I still, to this day, will watch some of the episodes and bawl my fucking eyes out at the sheer majesty. Fucking, I don't know. I don't need to go through every episode, but I love the show. It is a great show. Some of the episodes are some of the best I've ever seen. Literally, some of the best I've ever seen. And that's it. And at the same time, I also find it amusing that
Let's just make this
Whatever,
podcast a clip show of like all of our favorite My Little Pony episodes. Remember the time when the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally got their cutie marks?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the best
dude, that
episode
was-
of the fucking show. That is the best
good one.
episode.
Wait,
But
have
Nate,
the
I'm
cutie
still a
marks?
little
Are you
confused,
fucking
Nate.
serious?
If
right,
you're
go
giving
ahead,
a
Munchie.
genuine,
Munchie.
Nate, if you're giving a genuine review over it,
Yeah.
just because you acknowledge that some bronies are bad, how is that ironic that you're reviewing it if you're being genuine with it?
Okay, you're obviously just trying to confuse. I don't know. I don't know why you're playing dumb at this point because you obviously
He's
get
playing
it.
those
What's
monkey
the
mind
irony in
games.
giving a sincere review of something? What was ironic about it?
Okay, here's the thing. This could all be easily explained if you watched, I don't know, Phantom reviews or keg reviews or any of fucking Jesse's videos.
But he's not a
they
real
make it abundantly
PCP
clear.
member, so he would never do that.
You
But
should
we're
have
a
you should
real
have known,
PCP
Monkey,
viewer.
when we handed you the sealed golden envelope containing your
Right.
invitation to the PCP. You should have known to do your research, go back to the sacred texts and the ancient volumes, and go through the playlists of all of our separate sagas together and separately, and watch everything. You rube.
There is.
I
all
can
right.
say
go ahead.
sincerely
Fucking
that
rat.
I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew bronies were like lambasted for being like gay, but I knew that it wasn't true because it was just a good show. So when
Yeah,
I
it's just a
started
good
doing
show.
the reviews, I was just doing it because it was a thing that people in the community did. I didn't really think of it too much as like, wow, this is really dumb, because it's like, I don't know, people have been reviewing games and movies and stuff from their childhood for a long time, things that aren't necessarily for them. I don't know. It didn't seem as any weirder than like that guy with the glasses.
In the video that I made, Keg Reviews Putting Your Hoof Down, it opens. The video opens with a scene of Keg talking about how he is a high schooler and how just that day he had smashed innumerable puss. All right, that's what happens at the beginning of that episode. And then he spends like 10 minutes reviewing a fucking My Little Pony episode. At the end of that video, he then reveals that actually this entire thing was a lie. He is actually a complete nerd, or he was, because this is a flashback, he was a fucking nerd who everyone calls gay because he doesn't have sex with women, and then he spends that, he then sincerely celebrates this show in the context of this review for, you know, he met this character Ironwell, it made him a real man. Watching this episode of My Little Pony made this character Keg a real man. That is a both sincere and ironic way to appreciate and interpret this episode. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Because I can't spell it any clearer than that.
I look down on irony so much that I can't even recognize it anymore.
Fair enough. We all have our disabilities. Some of them more debilitating than others.
I wouldn't expect a fucking simian to understand complex human emotions and concepts.
I think when it comes to comedy,
irony.
I'm standing way up here on a pillar, and all you people using irony for jokes are like ants to me. I can't even recognize what's happening down there.
If you're standing up on the pillar, then I'm standing on the bedside dresser, on the duvet, and the mattress. I'm standing on the mattress.
I'm standing down inside of a manhole.
Monkey is the all-time greatest comedian. We know that because the most impressive joke he ever did was pointing out that he only has 5 jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
There's nothing ironic about that. It was a sincere joke.
As we've seen here on this podcast, he is a master of the joke of pretending to be retarded. He really knocks that one out of the park.
Is he a master of it, though? Or is he just sincerely retarded?
The fact that we don't know proves his mastery. That's, you know...
I hope you guys are being ironic because this is sincerely hurting my feelings.
This is the worst conversation ever. Everyone's just trying to fucking out-irony each other and nothing makes any goddamn sense.
I haven't said anything ironic because I'm the only good boy.
That's true.
Hashtag good boy.
And, okay, but see, that's interesting. We didn't get into the nuance, but I wanted to clarify how before when I said that like irony is a destructive tool, that's not me criticizing it. That is just me pointing out that what irony is making fun of something, which is a purely destructive act. There is nothing being built. It's
I think
it's
making
like,
fun
could
of
you
somebody
call
can be
dynamite a
constructive.
construction tool? No, it's a demolition tool.
You could.
Yeah,
you need.
Oh,
If you need
guys,
to build,
shut the
if you
fuck
need
up.
to,
All right,
if you
no,
need to
it's
build
not.
a railway through a mountain, you use dynamite.
Right, but that's exactly my point. It is a tool you use to get rid of something so that then you can come in with other tools to build something up there. So if I'm going around and I'm saying like, women are all retarded and gay, I'm saying that, and then someone says like, look at me, women are retarded and gay, look at that guy, he's so gay, this is me mocking him. That's me, making fun of that guy to destroy his argument with my hilarious joke, which is me saying what he just said in a retarded voice, so that someone then can later on suppose like, you know what, maybe women aren't all retarded and gay, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm with that guy.
Well, that guy would be an idiot. But like, okay, the dynamite analogy. Is dynamite not still then valuable and should be cherished for doing its job in to help create a better future?
This is
of course, which is why, What do you say,
weird,
Jess? What?
nebulous topic.
Can't we
just talk about like what animes we like sometime on this fucking show? Didn't this used to be a show
Jesse,
about
you
like
hated
fun
anime.
stuff? No,
you hate anime more than anyone I've ever met, Jesse. What are you saying to me right now?
No, all we do is have these weird circular philosophical discussions about the fucking nature of art and reality and our place in the universe, and I can't take it anymore. It's making me too smart. My brain's gonna explode.
You win too intelligent for the PCP.
I'm gonna ascend beyond my mortal human body before I wanted to.
Right,
I'm not done cooking yet. If it happens prematurely, it'll be bad for the universe.
The PCP is like Aang when he was opening his 8 chakras, and we're right at the stage before that cosmic chakra. We're right there. We can't abandon
a high level
Katara.
Christ consciousness.
That's right. We can't leave Qatar just yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Too goddamn strong in this podcast.
Oh my
god! If we go too far, we will lose all attachments to both
chakras
our
are
earthly
opening
desires.
up.
Which just means my piss has been released from my body. No, I can't stop it.
My cock is turning into a lemon pie.
Do you think it would be good if we discussed
now you know the truth. I'm actually a level 8 Christ consciousness being.
Oh no!
That's why I'm so powerful.
Oh my God! Get him
Before
the fuck
this
outta
goes
here.
to a complete clusterfuck,
Get
I was
outta
going to
here, get
ask,
outta here.
since all five of us have created things before, should we talk about the ways in which we have used irony and sincerity within the things we've created that all of our loving fans watch and enjoy?
What? Please.
I don't want to start.
Well,
I don't have any. I already gave an example. So what do you
Here,
got?
I'll give an example of the irony in my art.
No,
that I
God
haven't
damn it!
made
Hippo
yet.
is saying something. I want to hear Hippo.
well, I was just gonna say I'm not smart and I don't know what I do.
Oh,
I don't know
moving
whether
on.
it's sincere or ironic. I like video games and I say this is a good one.
That's perfectly fine. I like the way you do things, and sometimes you can't tell if it's sincere or ironic. That's great. I really like that.
I don't
and
know
plus
either.
you do it really cutely.
I'm probably sincere the whole time, but I don't know.
Like, remember your opening to the Driver 2 video where it just shows you, like, rocking out to that, like, to that fucking song.
Oh, yeah.
That is both, like, funny because it's silly and also, like, I'm sure that you just like that song because I
do.
fucking like that song. Yeah. So, it's that kind of middle ground is also
Well, I think
exists.
it's just that I make fun of myself because I'm lame.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do silly things, it's not because I'm ironically enjoying anything, or I'm just trying to say this is silly. I'm just trying to say that I'm silly, and this is how I react sincerely to things that I like.
Like in your other video for the Fire Emblem, where at the end, oh god, this is my favorite, when you're playing all the Florina voice clips,
Yeah.
and then at the end, you just make that face at the very end, where you're like, ooh, and then it ends. I've watched that like 20 times. It's my favorite.
I have a question in reference to Hippo's comedy, because I think a lot of the times he'll do a joke that is intentionally really bad, but like it's still really funny. So does that count as an ironic joke because it's bad on purpose, or is it a sincere joke because it's sincerely funny too?
I think
It's kinda in the middle.
There's two ways those happen. One is that I write a joke and it sucks, but I don't realize it until I'm recording it, and then I, in editing, try to make it funny by timing it right. Other times, I don't know. I think I'm not good at making some jokes. I'm not sure.
No, but I think even in improv, you say really dumb things in a funny way on purpose all the time, and it's really funny to me.
Yeah, you say a lot of stupid shit, Hippo.
Yeah,
you really say a lot of fucking
I think what we're saying is we're going to kick
bullshit.
you out of the PCP. I think that's what we're trying to say.
We're on a roll lately.
They're dropping like flies these days. So
We're down to just this 5 now. There's no one left.
everyone else is dead.
The
It's
five
just
best
going to
ones.
be the Undertaler.
So, I mean, did anybody have any specific ironic
I want to hear
uses?
Jess give me his spiel, because he's very passionate about this.
I am a man with many a spiel. That is true. I think that I think all my content is pretty much completely sincere all the time. I mean, maybe more than people realize. Like maybe like 300% sincere.
That's a lot.
I think like my message is sincere. My everything is sincere. The only thing that's ironic occasionally is like my delivery is ironic. But even when my delivery is ironic, all the other stuff behind it and swirling around it is still sincere. I value sincerity a lot.
But,
Yeah.
wait, how did... I guess I'm just dumb because I don't know what it means to have an
Dude.
ironic way to tell something sincerely.
I don't either. This is a dumb topic and I don't like it. But
I don't get it.
Well, whatever.
well, the only time, the times when I like my videos are like the most ironic, I guess, are like, stuff with the kayfabe commander, because
Well,
like
those aren't sincere? What the fuck?
oh no, the message behind the kayfabe commander is very sincere. He's really
He will
strong. And
beat
he'll
you
beat
up.
you up. He's
He
a
will
being
beat
of
you
pure
up.
evil. All of his opinions are undoubtedly the worst.
Right.
But like the philosophy behind those skits when I first started incorporating that character was because I was just genuinely so like worn out from like years of like trying to do YouTube good that with the kayfabe commander, it's just like I just want this to be blatantly obviously not even trying. So like whenever you see the kayfabe commander in one of my videos, nothing involving the kayfabe commander is ever scripted or written. I just let him come out and fucking ramble, and then I ramble, and I deliberately put on this like bad acting because I think that in the past I've shown myself to be a somewhat capable actor when I actually try, but whenever it's a dumb skit like that now, for me it's more funny to just like blatantly put like no enthusiasm into it, like, oh god, the fucking kayfabe commander, he's here again or some shit. Just like leave like flubs in and just have him over there like, I'm gonna suck 1,000 dicks today and then beat you up and then suck more dicks and beat you up again. It's just
Jess,
I love it when you do that. Those are great.
Yeah,
Jess, we were talking about this very thing on my Spyro Let's Play, and you said that you're sort of trying to go for a parody of people like Movie Bob, who would throw in just retarded skits into their review videos, and you're kind of playing off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
I can see how irony is being both constructive and destructive.
It's a
These
sincere
exist.
satirical point, but it has to be delivered ironically because that is the point, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of those, and if you're a fan of those terrible skits, oh boy, have I got an extra terrible one coming soon. It might be out by the time you hear this.
I kind of want to make skits that are sincere, like actually emotional, like, because most of the time they're played for laughs, whether they're ironic or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, frankly, it's way harder to make sincere ones than
Oh,
ironic
definitely.
ones. It's like 1,000 times harder.
That's why Monkey puts
you
so
should
much
do it.
work
No,
into
you
his
should definitely do
videos
it.
because he has to make everything so sincere and passionate.
Yeah, I work
That's
really
true.
hard to make sure it's not like ham-fisted or corny. I have to make everything as sincere as I can.
I mean, the
you're a
production
scholar,
value
you're a
on
wizard.
Monkey's anime reviews is just so fucking out of this world. I'm surprised he has any free time to record the PCP.
I really
I think
don't.
he's just fucking hammering out shit, dude.
Well,
It's
Monkey's
fucking-
young.
it's
He
crazy.
still has that work ethic that I once had, that many of us, I'm sure, once had. But he'll be cured of that soon enough.
Thank God. You know, I was
My
thinking...
favorite Monkey Universe character is Grandma. She's cool.
There's that bit of sincerity, you know?
Yeah,
coming
where'd
in
you get the grandma mask? By
Where'd
the
you
way?
get that whole grandma from?
Yeah.
I find them in parts. I can't put together a whole one
I went on Craigslist and I said I'm looking for a grandma for these videos, and she volunteered.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
That's beautiful. Wait, is that actually true? That's not your
Yeah,
actual
that's
grandma?
not my real grandma. I just found her on Craigslist.
Whoa!
Wait,
Wait,
is
does
this
this
actually
whoa,
true? Is that
whoa,
actually
whoa.
Are you
really
telling me
real life true?
that being did not spring forth from your furnace room?
I'm not gonna show my real grandma all that weird anime porn shit. I just found some actress online.
I
Oh my
can't.
God, I had no...
Okay.
Wow, that's a bombshell.
Stop the memeing for just a second. Is that actually? Is that real?
Of course.
Oh,
I don't know. He's being too ironic.
With us.
He's being too
fucking with
ironic
us.
right now. I don't know.
Irony is
I really
fucking
don't
destroying
know.
the PCP.
I told you it's a destructive force. It's like my power level. It's so... you know, hey, one ironic thing, I think, Jesse, is that I think over the years, you and I, specifically, have tried to make really good videos, and ironically, those were really bad YouTube videos.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah,
we
that's
weren't,
that's
you know?
a true thing.
Don't make that mistake, folks. Be a shell. Be a hack. Make garbage like Mumkey. Mumkey's doing it all right. Mumkey's got it straight from the get-go.
Wait, so Ben, are you? I mean, Nate. Sorry.
Who
Are
the
you? Are
fuck
you
did you just call Ben? I am not a worm. I am not the scum of the earth. I am not a little piece of shit. All right, you will never do that again to me.
You're just both so fucking similar. You're just like the same person, basically.
Shut up, Mumkey. I don't even like you. All right, what's your question, buddy boy?
Are you saying you're not a hack fraud in every way, Ben?
Oh, I'm saying that I'm doing my best to become a hack fraud.
You're not
Like
even
my Kingdom
releasing your
Hearts
comic
series,
on
I'm really
time.
trying.
Seriously.
Wait, what? Say
You're
say
not
that
even
again?
releasing your comic like on a fucking consistent
Shut
basis.
up! I don't do comics. That's not me. I'm not a comic guy. That's only guys who are gay do
The
comics.
only guy who's a comic guy is Piccolo.
I don't. Are you
No,
talking
wait,
about that
that's
comic? strip?
Namek. I fucked it up. What's comic from?
Comic is the. Comic was the. God damn it! I don't remember.
I don't
The fuck
remember
is
either.
comic?
Dragon Ball Z
He's
is gay
a
because it's
character
from
from Dragon Ball Z, I
Japan.
don't
It's
know.
from Japan, so it's gay. It's bad.
All right, are we
planet is
done with this
called
Going
topic?
back to the fucking Nate's point,
Yeah.
which was a good point before it got fucking derailed.
Yeah, by fucking Piccolo and whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Yes?
I mean, I fucking... Like, I don't ever want a video on my channel ever again that's over 10 minutes long. Because
Yeah,
it's just the wrong way to do it. It's bad.
Well, hey, doing it just at 10 minutes is good because then you could put an ad at the end, and you got to do that.
Like some of the stuff I've been doing more recently, like some of the better fuck videos or like the Not a Review series, like.
Those are great.
Like, almost no effort goes into those, and they're a million times better YouTube videos than, like, stuff I used to work on day and night for like 40 hours. I just I just didn't know. I didn't know how to play the game back then. I still don't.
Me too.
But I'm maybe I'll learn someday.
My Kingdom Hearts videos are my attempt to do that, and it's so easy. I didn't realize it could be this easy. It's insanity. And it's what people want, it's what YouTube wants, at least. It's crazy.
So I guess sincerity is
I'm still
strong.
struggling with being able to not do big things. It's just,
I think we're growing, I think we're learning the game a little bit. We're becoming pros on this Crastinators podcast. You're witnessing it, folks.
It's
witnessing
funny.
A chrysalis bursting into a beautiful boober fly with big saggy tits.
Really great
what
point,
is.
Phantom Horn. Anyway, to continue.
Shut the
It's funny, because, like, my comic I'm working on now is, like, fairly big, but I've always had the philosophy that just a ton of small things is good, and I like that.
That's why webcomics with, like, more or less, like, daily releases are cool. Homestuck was popular with that. Releasing, like, like one panel.
Well, I don't mean like that. I unironically like Steven Bombs in like the release schedule way, but I mean like having like small like contained stories that go on for just as long as they need to, and then have a definitive ending that you can wrap up in like a neat little bow that has like a nice cover, and you would pick up in a bookstore.
Like,
I like that.
I used to want to make every video like, I'm gonna review this thing, so I'm gonna make a huge, in-depth, sprawling 30-minute review analysis, and I'm going to touch on every little tiny aspect of it in the ultimate video. And because that's the way I approached making videos, what would happen is either the video would never get around to being made because it would become too massive in like the writing phase, or I would miraculously get the video made and nobody would watch it because it was a giant 30-minute non-marketable piece of shit. And the correct way to do it, I now understand, is instead of making a massive video touching on everything, you just make little videos about the specific subjects, and you can make as many of those as you want. You can make them in a fucking day, and you can have hundreds of them out every day forever, and everyone wants to watch them, and that's how you become a real boy.
Yeah, it seems to be that there is still like a market for huge videos, but they have to be spectacularly huge in order to get a lot of views.
There has to be something
Matthew
special about
Matosis doing like a 40-minute review of Mario 64, and then a review of every other Mario. Like they have to be huge or they have to be tiny. You can't really sort of make a 30-minute, 20-minute.
I was looking at some old documents of mine, and looking at like stuff I never finished, and I found this old, massive Mass Effect 3 analysis that I wrote like when it came out. This is like giant, this angry, this just rage-fueled tirade of a review, and it was like fucking like a million pages long, and it touched on everything. Like, oh, the ending is bad, and Tally's face reveal is bad, and this is bad. But I never got around to making the video because it became too much. I wrote too much.
Yep.
But now I'm looking at it in my old documents, and I'm going, I could still make a video about why Tally's face reveal still makes me mad, or a video about why the ending still makes me mad. I could chop it up into these little segments and
I
topics,
would love that Tally's face one.
Yeah, I could easily do that.
And
I would, instead of one Mass Effect video that nobody watches because it's an hour long, I could have 10 Mass Effect 3 videos that everybody watches because they're easy and accessible and brilliant and nice and fun.
And works better with the YouTube algorithm. It's better in literally every way. Yep.
I think I've been trying to do that with the Rayman. Once I've finished part 3, any other big video is going to be in parts, and then later I'll stitch it together into one video. So it will come out slowly, but not too slowly.
Ooh, I like that idea of stitching them together later into one video for the people who want to see it. That's a good idea.
I agree with everything you guys are saying, but I think the one needle in the haystack, just specifically for you guys, is that it's the Patreon. It's that you charge people per video. So when you want to make something that's big and grand to justify charging them, if you make 100 small videos, you're gonna you might have some problems. You know what I'm saying?
I see what
can
you're saying.
confirm
you
that
can
most
work
people
that out,
don't
though.
care.
Well, they definitely don't want Jesse. People have proved they will pay Jesse for anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, like the thing of the good thing about Patreon is that you know, as you make more videos in the month, the people who've capped increases. So
Right.
you can make like 8 videos, and by the 8th video, you're not really ripping anyone off because the only people who aren't capped are people who are like $1 pledgers at that point. So no one really fucking cares. And like anything I make is worth $1. So, you know, the people who are pledging $5 or $10 are only getting charged once or twice.
And there's some, you know, I feel pretty strongly about this. There's some, like, discussion I hear about, like, you know, what you owe your patrons and stuff. But I really, truly feel the responsibility, if I post a garbage video and I charge for it, I sincerely feel it is the responsibility of the patrons to watch that and determine if it is something that is deserving of their money or not. And don't get me wrong, there is a level of trust that you have to maintain. But I'm just saying, this shouldn't be thought of as, like, I am like an icon of like of virtue, and I as a patron guy, I always make great shit, and then if I break that contract, it's like I have committed a grievous sin. I don't like to think about it that way. I like to think about it in terms of like market forces. Am I supplying a product that people are willing to pay for? If so, they will give me money. If I betray, you know, the market expectations, I will be penalized because people will stop patroning me. I just really don't like this whole idea of like lionizing Patreon creators as if they're like so, you know, perfect all the time when they're really just, you know, people trying to survive doing what they're doing.
That's
you know,
that's the anxiety I've had, even though it hasn't. I haven't had a lot of people leave. But there's been occasionally just one person like go from $5 to $1, and that's enough to make me go, oh no, I've ruined everything. My reputation's gone. I'm homeless now. But
we should definitely add to all of this discussion the caveat or the disclaimer: don't anybody unpledge from us ever. Don't anyone.
Never.
Don't do it. Don't unpledge. We need your money to stay alive, especially me. I sleep in garbage. My life is hell. Don't unpledge. Don't edit your pledge lower. Don't do it. I'll die. I'll die.
Jess is a sewer priest and ghetto spiritualist. He needs your money more than anyone.
Yeah, it's just like real priests.
But by the way, you know, we all of us, excluding Monkey, use irony to some extent in our work. But we all sincerely want your money. So please go to the most sincere Patreon in the world. Yeah.
If you want to support this podcast, peeps, go to, I think the URL is going to be patreon.com/theprocrastinators. There'll be a link.
Look up
Is it going to be up for this video?
What?
Will it be up for this
it's going to be
video?
out for the last video, actually, but it's in this one, too.
Oh, so
It's
we're
been
not
up all
getting
week and
paid,
you haven't pledged yet?
Yeah, man. The payments will begin. If
Hell
people
yeah.
pledge, which I know you will. You wouldn't betray me like that, fam, would you? Would you, fam, listening?
You
person I'm
wouldn't
speaking
get on
to?
Ben's bad side like that, would you?
Shut it! You're on my bad side now, you fucking bitch.
Now, if you're
a
thinking,
bully.
folks at
You're a
home, if
bully.
you're thinking, I can't afford to pledge to the Procrastinators Patreon, all you have to do is unsub from Ben Saint and put that money into the PCP.
yeah,
That's the way to do it.
It's that easy.
We have been championing patreon.com/Ben Saint for too long. It's time to take our cut. It's time to reap our reward.
Yeah, fuck
from
Ben.
propagating
It's time for him
this,
to pay what he owe.
That's exactly right.
Now, as we round the 1 hour mark on my recording here, let's just talk about how much Seinfeld is the best ever.
It's the best.
Seinfeld
It's the best,
is
yeah.
really good, and it's the best ever. There we go.
Am I wrong in
I haven't seen
thinking that? Well, you should definitely watch it, dude. It's
Yeah.
it's great even now. Am I wrong
should
in
I
thinking?
start at Act 5 or not?
No. You don't even know because there actually is people like that for fucking like season 4 because that's when the show picks up. Don't.
Oh shit!
Watch from the
Really?
beginning.
Yeah, there is a tiny bit of continuity, and it's all great. So there's like no reason to skip it.
There
It's all good.
is a lot of continuity actually. I've been I've been rewatching it on like fucking like kissanime.com, but the
Me
equivalent
too,
for
dude.
Seinfeld.
I go to Put Locker. I watch
Yeah.
Put Locker. Fuck yeah. Am I wrong, guys, in thinking that Lethal Aurora Mage, or Mage, as you might know her, did she learn English from Seinfeld? I can't remember if it was that or something else.
No, she
no,
is from
cartoons.
anime or cartoons. and
It's
stuff.
somebody else I know learned English from Seinfeld.
That's
I
It
can't
was
remember
me.
who.
gonna be best friends with that person.
Post in the comments if you learned English from Seinfeld.
A straw poll. Did we learn English?
Press 1
At all,
if you learned English
not
from
from
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Press one.
Press 1.
A straw poll. Are Jesse's Donald Trump tweets funny? Because Nate doesn't get them. He doesn't understand the satire. He doesn't understand
that's true.
the wit involved in my
would
hilarious,
say-
my groundbreaking Trump tweets. Nate just doesn't get it. He's a little baby.
I would say that it is true. My complaint with them is that I do not find them funny, and I find them annoying.
Nate, do we have any Twitter
That's my
questions
complaint.
today?
No,
my
no,
complaint.
I have one more point about Seinfeld. From the age I was like 1 until I was like 10 or 12, that was literally the only TV show I watched. That's not a joke.
You didn't watch Will and Grace? I thought that, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually watched a bit of the Golden Girls, but other than that, just Seinfeld.
Wow. Amazing. Is that because your family is big Christ fags?
No, it's because they're really big
They only
Jew
let you
fags.
watch Jew.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Jew fags. Right. Okay. Okay. I feel like we completely got off the topic, and so shall we just go
It's
to
a
questions
shit topic.
now?
Yeah, let's go to.
Yeah.
No, I thought the topic was good. I liked it.
Me too.
Is there
I'm
anything
saying
else
that with
anyone
all
wants to
sincerity.
Yeah. Final
Oh,
opportunity.
monkey.
Anybody got any last points to make on sincerity, irony, any of that shit?
I think if you use it as a crutch, you should just kill yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah,
to me.
that makes sense. Good.
Okay. All right, I got questions here. Now, remember, everybody, go to Twitter, follow at TP Crastinators, and send us fucking questions throughout the week. And when we record these on Saturday, I always fucking tweet to send us questions, and then we're going to answer them here. So here
We're
you go.
sorry that these past 2 episodes have been really, really bad. I think it's because I've been on both. And I'm leaving the PCP. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So it's been a send-off episode.
Hey, while
There
we're
you
plugging
go.
stuff, can we talk about the wiki that everybody should go check out?
We did mention it, but feel free to mention it again.
I don't know what the website's called, but go check out the wiki.
Procrastipedia.mirahees.com, I want to say. There'll be a link in the description. I added it to the description for the last one, and it'll be there from now on. But yeah, everybody go add to the Procrastipedia, the PCP wiki. We got fucking shit. We need troops to go in and add meaningful lore to the various pages. I just made the Action Giraffe page today. We need to add more to it.
I made the illustrious Undertale 587 page. And it's beautiful.
Is the wiki gonna have like cliff notes of like episodes of the podcast, or
You can link to all the
I
information
don't
that you
know.
provide.
I don't think I've seen like links of like what specific episodes are about, but that could be a section somebody could add. Certainly, it could be whatever we want to add to it, or whatever people want to add. To
Well,
it,
I think they should add like links to the references. Otherwise, it's too much of an in joke. Nobody's really going to get it coming from the outside.
I guess I kind of like that feeling that you need to jump in and ride for a while before you understand what's going
Well, yeah,
on.
but
I don't
if
know,
we keep talking about like a joke and somebody wants to
Yeah.
go see what the fuck that joke means, and then the wiki page for it is a bunch of more in jokes, they're not going to learn a damn thing.
If we have like a list of the memes and in jokes, and then like a link to whether it originated.
right, it should work like TV tropes, where like there will be
Sure.
a thing and it'll be like, oh, Undertaler, I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, I go to his page and now I know all the lore. There you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. And like appearances, they can watch the episode if they want to know where the fuck he came from. Any of that shit. Yeah, it's a cool idea. So go
Well,
ahead,
my
that, people.
backstory is very long and complicated, and let's turn this into the
Oh, boy.
Unteller 587 podcast. I was a
That's
wee
true.
boy, and get the fuck out of here. Get out. Stop recording raps. This is my house. Get out.
Okay, what are the
Yeah.
questions, Nate?
Okay, here we go. There's we got some decent questions here. So here's the first question by @Alexis. There's a lot of A's and S's here, but
Fag name.
@Alexis says at TB Crastinators, should we feel bad if we ask terrible questions?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes, buddy boy.
You should
And there's a
deeply
second
ashamed.
part. In parentheses says, and if yes, what can we do to fix it? So here's the
Stop
person
asking
constructive questions. I would say ask more specific ones that let us answer with more, like put a little thought into what you're going to hear when you ask your question. If you ask like, what do you guys think about fucking Undertale? I'd be like,
Sick!
sick, bro. But that's a whole
Hey,
whole
what do you guys
topic.
think about
Well,
irony
let
and
me
made a
sincerity?
tell you what I think.
Shut up,
boy.
Undertaler. We made a whole podcast about Undertale. It was the first one.
Yes, there's
That's right. It's
definitely
episode 1.
enough Undertaler-centric media from us to last a fucking lifetime.
There's not
you
enough. There'll
aware-
never be enough.
Are you aware, Jesse, that it's become a thing where we're now just referring to video games are Undertales? So, like, dude, I played
Whoa.
the best Undertale today. It was so fucking good. It was like this fucking first-person
Okay,
shooter.
well, that's a meme that
Great
everyone
Undertale.
can be on board with, for sure.
That's right. That's right.
It's like
So
how
there
in
you
the
go.
South they call all pop and soda, they call it all Coke.
They call it exactly.
Huh?
It's exactly like that. Go out there and play some Undertales
Undertale
today,
5
guys.
Ground Zeroes.
No.
Okay, and here's another question by @Joseph Ingman. @TB Crastinators, what's the coolest fight you've ever been in? So I know we're all men of the streets. We get in a lot of brawls, but this guy's asking for the coolest fight. Now, Jesse,
when
you got
I
some...
wrestled a penguin on top of an ice wall.
Oh boy,
It's pretty cold.
He took it that direction.
Of course
Mumkey,
I would.
have you ever thrown down with anybody, Mumkey?
Yeah, the best fight I've ever had was in the Procrastinators Discord, where I was fighting with Jess about whether or not he has an ego. That was pretty good.
Oh boy, that was a legendary brawl.
Yeah, I said that he didn't, and he asserted
just
that he
you
did.
being a dumb guy.
Is that what you call it? Like when you punch him out in the street, that's not a fight. That's him being a dead guy.
Exactly.
Because he's dead. Because you killed him.
I've never
He
been
was just
in a fight.
dead
I've
at
only
me.
been in. There's a dead guy next to me now.
Hippo, that's great. He just did dead at me.
I often beat up my friends as a sign of love, and that's not a joke. We like it's a mutual like wrestling. We do often. It's called something. You might have heard it. It's called gay sex.
Is that what you do to establish dominance over the
Yes.
group?
Yes.
That's what
Your
Ben and
physical
Digi
authority?
do.
Yeah.
Wait,
I see them do that all the
Ben,
time.
you've had sex with Digi?
Oh, you should ask Ben when he comes on. He's not here this episode, but maybe next time he'll be here to answer that.
Everybody go watch
anyways,
Hippo's animation
the
about
point is
Ben
that I
and Digi
definitely
being
don't
gay.
have an ego. Anyone who thinks that either is misunderstanding me or misunderstanding what is meant by ego and is a complete retard who should not exist and should kill themselves. The
Hippo,
end.
what's the name of that animation you made of Digi and Ben being gay?
I'm gay.
It's called I'm Gay.
I recommend everybody go watch
looking
that.
for sex.
It's on the Give and Take channel.
Yeah.
Wait, what was this? What video is? Okay, I remember now.
The Plotagon thing.
Yeah, the best
are
animation
fucking
ever
awesome.
made.
It's the video Hippo made about you, retard.
I remember. Okay, here's another question.
Got him.
Okay, at Kinkuck, I think it's Kink Cuck. I don't know. There's all K's. There's no
Is that
C's.
King Crit's cousin, King Cuck?
Basically, yeah. Okay.
Speaking of
at
King
Screwcraftinators-
Critic, go check out his PCP Wikia page. It's really good.
That's true. Made by, I don't know, mysterious forces.
And mysterious
so what-
forces came together to make that wiki page, and it's glorious. And all the information on there is true and has sources to prove what it says.
Yep.
The mysterious rhino editing everyone's wiki page in secret.
I
There's a
learn
page for
something
him
new
on there,
about
too.
Jess every day.
Why did you do this?
God, who is he? Who is that fucking rhino? No one will ever. That's the new mystery. Now that we've solved the mystery
That's
of the
the new
PCP
mystery.
guy, the next mystery is who the fuck is that rhino?
We read
Is the
farther
rhino
in
going
that
to be the
manga,
new
and there's
mascot?
actually a rhino in there wearing the mask and a fedora.
Can we do a Memes That Need to Die Part 2?
Oh my god, dude! What if there was a video where Colt Corona? I know he's real, but what if he was wearing a horse mask and he took off the mask and underneath it was the mysterious rhinoceros? Oh my god!
God.
No!
That's my nightmare.
If that would be a nightmare. And actually, the next question I was about to read, King Cuck asked, "What will happen now that the origin of the PCP guy has been rediscovered or has been discovered? Now, Mysterious Rhino is their new mascot. He's the new mystery guy. There you go."
Yep.
The mysterious rhino is our new mascot.
we put him in the corner of our thumbnails and instantly all of our subscribers leave. We have we have patrons in the negatives. We owe people money.
Oh, I wish you could pledge negative amounts to Patreons.
Hey,
that would be
what I
ideal.
want to know
Wait,
now, you fucking hacks.
has he been on the side of the screen the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know. Oh, get out of here! Get out of here, mysterious man! I don't know. Get me out, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, okay, so what I want to know from you fucking hacks, Jess, tell
Yeah.
Colt Corona my question. When are you guys going to invite the fucking rhino on? To the animal
for
cast.
an
Yeah.
animal cast? That's a good question.
Well, maybe on Animal Cast. I just don't want him on a people cast among civilized folk.
People
He's
cast.
uncontrollable.
not.
He doesn't belong in society. He tried to integrate into society once. He had a whole thriving business. He was a gynecologist. They called him Rhino the Gyno. It was a whole big thing. He got fucking disbarred. He lost his license to practice medicine because he kept molesting and raping with his horn, and it was just a whole big thing. So that didn't pan out. He was homeless for a long time. I found him on the streets. I offered him a job. I helped him out a little bit. He owes me a life debt now. He won't leave me alone. I just want him to go away, but he thinks he owes me something, even though I'm a white man, and he considers all of us evil Satans who deserve to die for some reason. He's fucking, And the last time I heard from him, he got a gun and he went into like a town square and he started shooting people, and they never caught him. So I don't know, man. Maybe he's
one of those people you
back
give
home
an
in
inch, he
Africa
takes a mile.
where he belongs.
I long for the day he returns.
I hope he never does.
Here's another question. This is more of a challenge than anything, but I find it interesting. So at Sephir Zer asks, hey, TP Crastinators, can each one of you say something good about your fans other than giving you money? That's a tough one, dude. That is a tough one.
I can. I like all my friends. I mean fans, which I don't have. That was a confusing sentence. Fuck you. I don't like them. Never mind, I don't like them anymore.
So you like him. Okay, you like him. All right.
Well, I guess generally I feel like the comments I get on my videos are less terrible than comments that any of you other people get. So
Yeah.
I guess they're good commenters in general.
If I
Not
can be
bad.
sincere, as I always am, and never anything else, the best parts of probably my life the last few months have been when somebody has read my book and they'll send me like a really in-depth, several paragraph long analysis of it, or just telling me how they liked it. So that sort of thing like really gets to me, and I really enjoy that, if that answers the question.
That, I think, does. That's a nice thing. Jesse, say something nice. I got one, actually.
Well,
and then maybe you'll...
What?
Okay.
I guess what Mumpke said is also true. Occasionally, once in a blue moon, I'll get like a really long, thoughtful comment on like a video of mine that says like, "Oh, this touched me in a special way, and here's why you resonate with me, and I like you a lot," and blah blah blah. And those feel okay, I guess. I don't know if they're worth
you know
it,
what
if
it
they're
is?
worth the rest of the fucking
It's-
shit show, but.
You know what the best thing is about any commenter is when they're actually sincere in their comment.
That's
Nobody
yes,
likes
it's
ironic.
sincerity.
Oh,
There
no,
you
I
go.
hate
There you
irony.
go. Crack the fucking code. There you go.
Like, how much do you enjoy when they're like, lol, you're such a fag, endless Jess, lol, I speak your language, dude, get it? I called you a fag.
I don't enjoy that,
Yeah.
Nate. I don't. I don't think I enjoy
No.
that very much.
The irony is very destructive, and anything that's not sincere, I just ban from the comment section because I'm a big man.
That's
Yes, exactly. Monkey's trying to be ironic. He's trying to have a goof on me, but I'm completely sincere in that sentiment. I am a big man, and I will ban you for being anything less than sincere. Fuck you all. I take back anything nice I say about any of my fans ever. You're bad and die.
Can Jess's new title be officially Big Man?
Hashtag big man.
Hashtag big man. And I'd just like to say that I think the only nice thing I can say about any of my viewers is if you're watching my content, you obviously have great taste. So there you go. There's your compliment.
Wow, good job,
Press
Nate.
1
You
if you're a
did it.
fan of Munchie. One fan of Munchie.
Press 2 if Jesse should shit himself. 2.
Stop. No, that's not going to be a meme. That's not going to be a meme. Don't you dare.
Got him.
Why did you do this to me?
I'd like to point out that Munchie has literally pissed on stream and is #1, and Jesse every time shits himself and is #2 now. So there you go. We got #1 and #2. We
Does number 3
only on
mean
the
you have to
PCP,
come?
folks. Is that vomit or is that? I mean, what is #3?
I think it should be
wanna,
come, because I want to make Hippo come.
I don't want to discriminate against women who can't come. Women should be able to produce #3. All right, I'm a.
Are there any more questions, Nate, or can I just
Here's,
can I go kill
here's a
myself
question
now?
for you, buddies.
Everybody press 3 for us
Eel.
all to twiddle our clits. 3. Twiddle me.
Is that Mage? Wait, did you just say that's Mage?
No,
Is that what you said?
that's your clitoris talking to
Oh,
you
right.
in the night, whispering in your dreams. Wake up and twiddle me.
If an Asian girl is masturbating, is that beans and rice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. In her sideways vagina, so she has to reach over to the side.
Go out and
She
have
does it with
unprotected
chopsticks.
sex. I am your clitoris. I control your brainstem now. Go have unprotected sex with strangers and then make taxpayers pay for your abortion.
Wait, is that Bernie Sanders as everyone's clit? Is that what's going on?
Bernie Sanders is America's clit.
That's Vegeta as Bernie Sanders as a clit.
At Deceived Eel asks, what do you think of these fans that worship everything that you do?
I hate them.
I don't get that myself. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's better than not worshiping everything I do, I suppose. But neither is preferable.
Yeah.
I think people say they worship everything you do, but they're probably normal in that they enjoy stuff and sometimes they don't enjoy it, but they just want you to know that they are a fan.
Yeah, you know what? I take it back. It's good,
everything.
and everyone should do that. I forget what I said before. It's good. Everyone should like everything I do.
I agree.
Unless I don't like it, because then it's objectively bad because I'm the author and I have the final say on it.
Well, let me tell you, I get a little peeved at these guys who say they love everything and then don't give me money on Patreon. Gotta tell you, I doubt that sincerity. I doubt that. Patreon.com/bestguyever. There you go. Woo! I don't know. Fuck the rest of these questions. That's enough. We've answered enough fucking questions. Thanks everybody for sending them. Be sure to send us more at TP Crastinators. Fucking dude, fuck you. Everybody, fuck you. There you go. All right. So, anybody have any closing points? No, you don't. Okay, that's great. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next
For
time.
the PCP, I've been Munchie.
That's Jess is.
I've been Munchie as well.
I'm Mumkey, aka Munchie, the same guy. I'm the same man.
I was just peeing. I don't know if you heard that I was peeing.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you over Jesse shitting himself.
It's like Radcon 2 all over again.
Another quality episode of the PCP. Thanks for listening, everybody. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
It's like a ton of pee here.
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working. I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking. Myself I'm sucking. I am an asshole. I am a stupid. I've got a deadline. Don't wanna do it. Yeah. It's quite the burden. It's a hard knock life being a genius.